John Cena has been added to the Madison Square Garden show, which will take place in September, which is a deviation from the previous Summer of Cena plan, which would have just been the build up to SummerSlam featuring John Cena in the build to John Cena vs Roman Reigns at SummerSlam. Yes, despite the interaction of Finn Balor at the end of last week's SmackDown, John Cena vs Roman Reigns is still very much the plan for SummerSlam. With ticket sales slumping, particularly in comparison to AEW ticket sales, the WWE has asked John Cena to attend the Madison Square Garden SmackDown after SummerSlam in order to bolster a lax attendance. WWE ticket sales have been the subject of a lot of debate for a number of weeks, particularly amongst the "my show's better than your show" crowd. Now, there are a lot of reasons that WWE tickets have been selling slower than AEW tickets, and I'm going to be completely honest, cover quite a lot of them here because they are legitimate reasons, despite what certain fans might choose to ignore. There is the fact that WWE caters to a younger audience who buy later in higher numbers due to tickets being bought as gifts or treats for a younger audience by parents and grandparents. There is the casual nature of WWE fans compared to the hardcore nature of AEW fans. There is also a genuine problem that AEW are eventually going to need to address when it comes to ticket scalpers picking up huge amounts from the off. Vaccination restrictions have also played a part. AEW shows do not require proof of vaccination, whereas WWE shows do. That does impact on ticket sales. All of these are valid reasons. I sit here now to say what I've always said. AEW fans should be celebrating AEW doing well, not WWE doing badly. That said, the WWE still felt the need to make the change. The WWE had absolute confidence the tickets would sell out before the day of the show, and historically this has been the case. WWE's PR team, however, are extremely sensitive to anything on social media that may portray the company in a negative light, and this use of John Cena is straight out of the wildcard rule, baby, woo, time zone. For his part, John Cena was completely available the whole time. The reports that he would be filming over the SummerSlam period, simply not the case. It's just that the WWE hadn't asked him until very recently to give the show that additional boost to put it over the top. They're not panicking, except recently they kind of are. This move is in response to AEW, but not directly. It's in response more to those fan bases that have decided that WWE is not the top dog anymore. They're trying to protect a perception rather than something fiscal. WWE are still the top dog, but AEW's rise has been faster than anybody has anticipated. What Cena will be doing is open to question. Edge is unlikely to be in attendance. The same can be said of Goldberg and of course Brock Lesnar. Daniel Bryan, though we don't know for sure his status of AEW, is definitely not with the company. This leaves the WWE with only 3 recognised top draw stars on SmackDown: Roman Reigns, Sasha Banks and Seth Rollins, in that order. I think it's safe to assume that Cena will be having a one-time promo and a one-time match, either a second loss to Roman or in fact a win over Seth Rollins as Seth gears up to head back to Raw long term. Ideally, I'd like him to lose a match to Finn Balor leading into Balor vs Roman in the following months. As regards AEW, kudos to them for selling tickets so quickly. Over the scalper situation, which has now been going on for years, once the scalper situation, which has now been going on for years, is addressed, it may seem like more or less of an achievement, but it is undoubtedly an achievement nonetheless. That said, if fans could remember that fandom comes down to supporting something, not using something to score cheap points and attack something else, that would be great.